So I've worked with Angela since 1998, and the one thing that for me as a performer, as a dancer, has really stood out in all the different projects that we've done together has been this idea of transformation. So transformation in a very physical way. Often at the beginning of a process with Angela, I'm making a piece to have various ideas for the whole, but the physical starting point often being a improvisation or an exploration based around this idea of transforming. So within the body that could be transforming from closed to open, or transforming the idea from sort of hidden to revealing, or from lightness to darkness. And for me, as a performer, that's always been a really simple task, but then once you start, just opens up so many possibilities. The other way in sometimes would be for me to start not from stillness, but from lots of movement, so that, and I love moving, so that's great, really kind of taking the space and really finding big movement in the body that then could be pulled back in again, that then could sort of find its way, diminishing, finding the root or finding the essence back in within the body. So somehow always this idea of transformation, this idea of it, a change, but something that allows nuances and minutiae to be seen is really important in the work. It becomes really important to hold the space, to sort of exude and let whatever's on the inside come out, so that becomes the invitation to the audience member. So even though it's self-absorbing in many ways, the work of the exploration, this self-absorption can't stop the interaction and the dialogue with a member of the audience. So this means that every single time I perform the piece, I really feel like I need to be in that moment of time of feeling and sensing and seeing, so watching and seeing the looks of an audience member towards me and letting them look at me and me looking at them. And this interaction, whether that's a passive, slightly passive or active one from the audience member, is what they choose to make it. This really makes each performance unique, makes it special and different each time we perform the piece. So expanding a bit more on the collaboration between Angela and Caroline, this collaboration has been going on for many, many years, and what's really interesting and beautiful to watch within this collaboration is that right from the beginning there is this sense of wanting to create an environment where visual and design elements play an equal part to the movement and the people in space, and the sort of merging of these worlds together to create one world is basically at the heart of the collaboration, but also therefore expands the piece. You know, not just a dance piece, it's not just a visual element, it's an environment that as performers you inhabit, and also as audiences therefore you're invited into to make your mark on and to be in. And this idea of being in the environment, I think somehow both for the performer and an audience makes it less of a performance, of a kind of a put-on performance, or it becomes very human. It becomes very human as a performer to be in it and to be both myself or expand myself to be the performer and myself, and let the blurring of those two really become what's on show and what's there. And therefore it also invites an audience to take kind of stock of being in his role as being the audience member, but also hopefully finding themselves within that moment in time and enjoying that.